everybody, Amazing Atheist, what's up? I know you guys like the exit sign in the background. For those of you who inevitably ask, why is there an exit sign in your fucking house, dude? It's not my house, I'm at my office, thank you very much, shut the fuck up. Anyway, so last night I'm here at my office, it's about midnight, Scotty gives me a call, he says, hey man, wanna go to Waffle House? I'm like, no, I'm on a fucking diet, dude, I can't go to Waffle House. He's like, come on. And that's all the convincing a fat motherfucker like me needs. It's like, you know, it's like fucking putting your kids in front of a pedophile. Babysit these kids for me. No, I really should. No, you'll be fine. Okay. You know, that's how it goes. If you're a fat motherfucker and someone's like, hey, let's go to Waffle House, you can say no once and once only. If they ask again, your ass is saying yes. And it's against your own will. You'll be sitting there saying, I don't want to go to Waffle House, but then your mouth will say, yes, I do want to go to Waffle House. Anyway, so we drive over to fucking Waffle House. We go in there, it's pretty fucking empty to start with, we sit the fuck down at our table, we order some stuff. I try to order the leanest meal possible at Waffle House, which at Waffle House is like a 30,000 calorie fucking mound of grease covered in fucking bacon, fat, and butter, and that's you know, like the most nutritious thing on the menu. So I ate that, and I'm sitting there shoveling that into my fucking mouth, and Scotty is showing me his little razor blade here. Titanium razor blade. He just carries this around with him. I think that, you know, that's probably a sign that Scotty's a dangerous motherfucker when he just carries a razor blade around with him. Just like, I don't know what he thinks it's for. I mean, it's not meant to be a weapon, but I don't think he knows that. Anyway, I mean, like, this will fucking kill somebody. I mean, they hijacked those September 11th flights with this shit. So obviously, dangerous shit here. Anyway, so some drunk motherfuckers come in, and they didn't seem obnoxiously drunk. They just seemed like, we're having a good time. You know, they just came back from Daiquiris and Cream or some bar around here. And they come in, and they're like, you know, they sit down, and they seem, you know, they're having loud conversation, but, you know, that's not a problem at a diner. I mean, a diner, you expect that. And I continue shoveling my mound of horrible grease that will kill me fucking 20 years prematurely down my fucking fat mustached throat. My throat doesn't have a mustache, but there's a mustache here at the entrance. I think you can see it. Anyway, I hear this noise, and it sounds something like this. What the fuck was that? What the fuck? I look over at the table. One of the guys sitting at the table is making that noise over and over again. It was funny to him. It was hilarious. There was nothing funnier than that fucking sound over and over again. I'm looking at Scotty like, what the fuck? And Scotty's looking at me, and his eyes are saying, I don't know, man, this fucking guy. And I'm looking at the waitress. I'm looking at our waitress, the waffle waitress, and this woman spends like 9 hours of her day on her fucking feet in a fucking Waffle House, alright? Do you have any idea what a shitty job that is? 99.9% of us will never have a job that terrible in our fucking lives. And here she is, a woman in her 40s or 50s, sitting, you know, standing around, fucking servicing customers, taking orders, putting drinks, refilling shit, and I just fucking pound back those little drinks because I'm fucking gigantic. That shit's like a shot glass to me, so she's constantly coming back and refilling that, and I can tell that it's bothering her. I can tell that that shit is grating on her nerves worse than mine, because every time he does it, she cringes a little bit. She's like, oh God, stop it. Oh, Jesus, stop it, dude. But she can't say anything to the fucking drunk motherfucker. So finally, I have enough of this motherfucking asshole. I say, hey, motherfucker, would you stop that shit? I'm surprised a guy like you with such an amazing talent as going, isn't fucking drowning in pussy. And of course, he does the typical tough guy thing, the immediate fake rhetorical question of, what'd you say? And I look in his eyes and I can tell that he's much drunker than I initially thought him to be. He is fucked up. He's wasted. There's nothing there. It's just, there's nothing in his eyes but fucking alcohol-fueled, impotent rage. what did you say? And I repeated it. I repeated it verbatim, word for fucking word. I told him what I just said in the exact same tone, the exact same inflection, and you could tell it was pissing him off. And he started to get up, and his friends were like, no, buddy, don't fight the angry giant. And I'm saying, and you know, some old guy from the other side of the Waffle House comes over. He's like about 5 foot nothing, looks to be about 100 years old, tells me, now son, you don't need to get angry, just, why don't you just get your check and just go, you know, everyone just calm down. I'm like, don't worry, old man, I ain't gonna start no shit. So I finish my food, I ask for my check, I walk up there, that guy is still standing up, still like acting like, I'm gonna get him, I'm gonna beat his ass. I mean, this guy is like 150 pounds, I'm 300 pounds, okay? When a 300-pound object meets a 150-pound object, you know what fucking happens. Anyway, I go up to the front, I'm buying, I pay the check, I get the fuck out of Dodge. And after the conflict, all we could talk about was the conflict and different ways that it could have played out. And in my mind, I played all these different scenarios, you know. Scenarios where all of his friends ganged up on me and beat my ass. Scenarios where I beat his ass in the parking lot. Scenarios where he pulled out a gun and shoots me in the face. Scenarios where he pulls out a gun, I block that motherfucker, steal it from him, shoot him in the face. Cops come, I'm talking to them. You know, all sorts of different crazy shit playing out in my head afterwards from this one little incident. You know, I mean, men are two things, essentially. We're aggressive and we're lazy. So, before you get into any sort of possible fight, before you decide, am I going to call this motherfucker out on his bullshit or not, you have to decide, there's two opposing voices. There's the lazy voice, and then there's the aggressive voice. And the lazy voice says, man, fuck that shit, you don't want to be fucking around with that. You don't need to be starting no shit with this asshole, just fucking relax. And the aggressive voice is like, let's fuck this motherfucker up! Yell at his ass, fucking pound his face into a bloody pulp and lick it up! And you have those two voices arguing in your head, and you know, usually for me the lazy voice wins, but on this night I guess maybe the stress of dieting, or maybe it's just the fact that I'm at the point, you know, like if I was 18, when I was 18 years old, I never would have said that shit to this guy. I never would have said that, because I'd been too afraid, even as implausible as it was, that this drunk, unstable motherfucker might be able to beat my ass. I still would have been afraid of any sort of physical altercation. But I've just gotten to the point where I just don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care. Even knowing that the possibilities out there that him and his fucking 8 friends would have beaten me down, it didn't bother me. I didn't give a shit anymore. And I think that's so freeing in some way. Like, I don't have to fucking worry about that nonsense at this point in my life, because I've just grown beyond it, or I've just become so callous that I don't give a shit. But, it was an interesting incident. Amazing Atheist. Peace the fuck out! Touch my nipples, they are so hard!